authority of helping the people concerned.
Yeah. In fact, there is a second part to this action. I am based in Delhi. There is what I could do being here in Delhi and close to the NHRC. I have managed to do this. However, the next speaker is somebody who has taken up this case in Bihar itself, and he will tell you
which is the court where it is pending.
It's in the Lakhisarai Sessions Court. It's before the additional sessions judge in Lakhisarai, Bihar. Lakhisarai, Bihar. Yes, ma'am.
See, the RTI is given to the government department concerned.
Yes.
That means they leak the information to the person who, so are they allegation against the government department?
Okay, now on page 7, I have given my recommendations. And it's an answer to your question, ma'am. There are 3 points on which I want to put before the jury. Instances of attacks started increasing around the year 2011. We wrote to the Department of Personnel and Training of the Government of India, which is the nodal department for administering the RTI Act under the allocation of business rules, that they should write to the NHRC requesting them to treat RTI activists and users who are attacked as human rights defenders. The DOPT till date has not written at all. We had made 2 demands in this particular letter. Number 1, the NHRC must closely monitor or supervise, because both those terms have very specific meanings in law. I don't want to get into that debate, but whatever, they must continue to ask questions as to how the investigation was conducted and what is happening in court. The second issue is, because of the fact that an RTI applicant has put in a request is known only to the applicant and to the department concerned, if a third party who goes ahead and murders the RTI activist, how did he or she get to know about that particular issue? So the question is, there is complicity between the department and the attackers. So we said this is a very serious matter and the NHRC should get into this. And the third thing, the only reason why attacks happen is because the vested interests do not want the information to be made public. So we said there must be a role for the Central Information Commission and the State Information Commissions to ensure that in all such matters where attacks have happened, the information sought must be disclosed proactively, so that the objective of the attack is completely defeated and they are further, such attacks are deterred. In that context, I want to add my support to the demand that apparently was made yesterday, that at the National Human Rights Commission level and in the State Human Rights Commission level, the Central Information Commission and the State Information Commission should have representation there.
Your suggestion appears to be that NHRC should take both interest in the criminal trial that goes on, wherever such people are.
Absolutely. Yes.
And so that justice can be done.
Absolutely. Because that power exists with the NHRC.
NHRC doesn't play any role once the case is
Yes. Absolutely.
We accept that.
Yes.
That subject of yours.
Yes.
And there is anything you want to say?
I just want to add exactly to this. In all the cases of human rights defenders who approach the NHRC, the SPs usually respond saying 2 things. 1, we have given police protection to the defender.
Yes.
Number 2, we have registered a case against the accused and the criminal trial is on. NHRC's next order is we close the complaint. Our request to the NHRC is you have to be creative. And the suggestions we are giving them is, fine, you place your own lawyer. You are all 3 judges sitting there, place your own lawyer, and I take clue from what Justice Sukumaran said. You take the senior most criminal lawyer of the bar and ask the Legal Services Authority to depute him to follow the prosecution in that case. To ensure that there is effective prosecution. Number 1, keep the case alive and say that every 3 months you need a report. Because against human rights defenders, there needs to be a fast track process. It cannot be the usual process. Number 1. Number 2, the victim human rights defender should always be capable of approaching the NHRC to ensure that that protection is effective. Because many times the policeman says there is protection given. There is actually no protection given.
Can we not monitor that back to NHRC?
We can do it. But I'm saying, as an institution, they should do this. And third, when I come later, I will also be saying they should therefore link up with civil society organizations in every district with their own people if they are serious about human rights defenders. Because yesterday, you remember Colin, Prashant, all mentioned the easiest way for the state to win today is to attack human rights defenders and ensure that they are busy in courts, taking bails, coming out on bail, conditions signature, losing passports. These are the things that we are all engaged in. We are not able to do our regular work. So I take this clue, but making sure that we have recommendations to the NHRC and they are open to such recommendations on human rights defenders, and I'm sure it will be welcome.
Yeah. I think that we accept this.
And I want to add to that. It is not necessary that in every instance of attack on RTI users and activists that they will find the time or the energy to write a complaint to the NHRC. Very often it might be that the attacker, the victim is dead and gone and the family doesn't know whom to contact. So in such instances, it would be best if NHRC could open up a cell for monitoring attacks not only on RTI activists or users, but also on all human rights defenders. It is very easy to do it on Google.
No,
and you can,
instead of a centralized agency operating from Delhi with limited capabilities, will it not be more effective that the state union is effective? They can instruct the district union. In Kerala, at the rate, though there is no case from Kerala, that is the experience.
I completely agree with you, sir. So that the first requirement is to make the state mechanism effective enough. And in fact, the working of the state human rights commissions doesn't inspire that confidence in most states.
Yeah, okay.
अब मैं इस रामविलास सिंह जी के केस के बारे में बात करने के लिए उनके साथी और कार्यकर्ता शिव प्रकाश राय जी को बुलाना चाहता हूं और लकीली हमारे साथ उनके बेटे भी हैं वो भी अभी बताएंगे कि उनके ऊपर कितना प्रेशर हो रहा है जो केस चल रहा है लखीसराय में। तो शिव प्रकाश जी और अभिषेक जी आप जी।
माननीय जूरी उपस्थित बंधुओं, कल से ही मानवाधिकार आयोग की कार्यशैली पर हम लोग विचार कर रहे हैं।
नाम क्या है?